Santham Academy. Welcome to Digital Kaksha. To get updates on new videos, click the subscribe button and the bell icon.
Hello everyone. So here we are going to start a new chapter today, chapter 4 of chemistry, carbon and its compounds. Here in detail we are going to study the properties bonding in carbon. So we have studied about ionic bonding in the previous chapter, that is metals and non-metals, that metals used to undergo a ionic bonding with non-metals. But when we talk about carbon do not form ionic bonding. Bonding in carbon, this is the first topic of the chapter. So it's covalent bonding which exists between carbon in a carbon bonded molecules. Carbon cannot form ionic bond. What is ionic bond? The bond which is formed by attraction between cation and anion, means if an atom completely lose electron or if an atom completely gain electrons, they form cation and anion, and that cation and anion have an attraction because of which ionic bond get formed. But here in case of carbon, if we talk about the electronic configuration of carbon has atomic number 6. That means in the first shell it is having 2 electrons, in the second shell it is having 4 electrons. So to get stable, carbon require 4 more electrons in the second shell. So for getting that 4 electrons, now carbon can do one thing. Either carbon can accept 4 electron or it can lose 4 electron. If in case carbon will accept 4 electron, its electronic configuration will become 2, 8. That means stable. If carbon will lose 4 electron, then in that case its electronic configuration will be only 2. That means in the first shell it has 2 electron, then also it is stable. So here we are the two conditions we are having over here. It cannot form C plus 4. Why? Because if carbon is going to lose the 4 electron, then in that case for losing electron large amount of energy is required, which is not possible for an atom to provide. Therefore, carbon will not be able to lose 4 electron. Now one more condition is there, that carbon can gain 4 electrons and can get the electronic configuration 2, 8. But in this case also it cannot form C minus 4. Why? Because if the carbon is going to gain 4 electrons, then in that case nucleus cannot hold that many electrons, because nucleus, that means it has protons. When we talk about, then in carbon there are 6 protons. Okay. When this carbon is going to gain 4 electrons, in that case carbon will have 10 electrons and 6 protons. So 6 protons cannot hold 10 electrons, therefore carbon cannot even gain 4 electrons. So these two possibilities are not possible. Carbon cannot lose electron, carbon cannot gain electron. So therefore it cannot convert into ion, therefore it is not going to form a ionic bonding. Therefore carbon is going to form a covalent bonding by sharing of electron. Carbon cannot completely lose or gain electron, but carbon can do the sharing of electron. So what is covalent bonding? Covalent bonding is the bonding which is being formed by the mutual sharing of electrons between atoms in a molecule. Whatever molecular carbon is forming, there sharing of electrons is being done to form a covalent bonding. Let us see some examples and types of covalent bondings. So first type of covalent bonding is single covalent bond. The word single here represent that whatever atoms are forming covalent bond, they should share a single pair of electron. That means, for example, when we consider fluorine, F2 molecule or Cl2 molecule. So in F2 molecule, I have drawn the electronic structure over here. When we talk about fluorine, its atomic number is 9. So its electronic configuration is 2, 7. That means in the last shell it has 7 electrons. So I have drawn the electronic configuration. Fluorine symbol is F. Now 7 electrons I have represented in the form of a cross. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Similarly, this fluorine has 7 electrons in the last shell. Now what will happen is, this fluorine requires 1 electron to get stable, and this fluorine also requires 1 electron to get stable. Now since both are requiring electrons, so they cannot give complete electron to each other. In that case, they are going to share the electron. That means this fluorine is going to attract this 1 electron of another fluorine, and fluorine will assume that okay, I got 8 electrons, I am stable. Similarly, this fluorine is having 7 electrons, and this fluorine is going to share this 1 electron of another fluorine, and now this fluorine is assuming that okay, I got 8 electrons and I am stable. So since 1 electron pair is being shared by these two, so therefore a single covalent bond is formed, which is represented as FF. This is a single covalent bond. Talking about double covalent bond, double means there should be 2 pair of electrons or 4 electron. Pair means 1 pair means 2 electron. So 2 pair of electrons are required in the sharing, then that is called as double covalent bonding. For example, when we talk about O2 or CO2. O2, oxygen. So oxygen has electronic configuration 2, 6. Or it has atomic number 8. So first shell it has 2 electrons, second shell it has 6 electrons. So I have drawn the electronic configuration as a cross. We are representing the electrons over here. Oxygen has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 electron. Similarly, this oxygen has 6 electron. Now both of these oxygen want to get stable, and for making a stable configuration, both of them require 2 electrons. So in that case, this oxygen is going to share the 2 electrons of the other atom. Now when we see the configuration, it is 8. 6 plus 2 is being shared, so total 8 electron. Now this oxygen is stable. Now when we talk about this one, so this is also going to share 2 more electrons of this oxygen, and now both the oxygen are stable. Since this has not given the complete electron to the other one, and this oxygen also have not given the complete electron to this oxygen, but they have shared these 2 pairs of electron. So therefore double bonding is being formed between O2. Next is triple covalent bonding. Triple covalent bonding, that means sharing of 3 pairs of electron. Okay. For example, N2 nitrogen. So when we talk about nitrogen, nitrogen has atomic number 7. If it has atomic number 7, so its electronic configuration is 2, 5. 2, 5, that means in the last shell it is having 5 electrons. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cross I have made, that is the octet, last octet, it has 5 electron. Now to get stable, nitrogen is requiring 3 more electron. So the other nitrogen is also requiring 3 more electrons. So in this case, this nitrogen is going to share the 3 electrons of the other nitrogen, and now we can see that now it is stable, because 5 it is having its own electron, and 3 the nitrogen is sharing with the other nitrogen. So now total it has 8. Similarly, when we talk about this nitrogen is also going to share these 3 electrons of the other nitrogen, and now both are stable. So these 3 electron pairs are being shared. So triple bond is being formed between nitrogen. Now let's understand the Lewis symbol of an atom. Now what is Lewis symbol? According to Lewis, if we have to represent electron of an atom, then we can represent the structure in this way. Like when we talk about sodium, sodium has atomic number 11. So it has electronic configuration 281. That means in the last shell it is having 1 electron. According to Lewis, if we have to represent an atom symbol, then we have to write the symbol of an element. After that, we have to represent the number of electrons in its last shell by dot or cross. So as sodium is having 1 electron in the last shell, so we have made 1 dot with the symbol of sodium Na. Now similarly with chlorine, when chlorine we see its atomic number is 17, electronic configuration 287. So in the last shell it is having 7 electrons. That means to represent its Lewis symbol, we are going to write the symbol of it Cl. Then the 7 electrons will be represented by the dot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. This is the Lewis symbol of chlorine. Now if we talk about neon, Ne is the symbol of neon, but Lewis symbol will represent the number of electrons by dot or cross in the last shell. So neon has 10 atomic number. 2,8 is its electronic configuration. In the last shell it is having 8 electrons, so that 8 electrons we can represent by dot or by cross. So we have made 8 crosses to represent the number of electrons in its last shell or octet. Now let's understand some covalent bonded molecules, how this sharing of electrons is being done. So electron dot structure we are going to make of some molecules where we are going to show the sharing of electrons between atoms. So first molecule is H2 hydrogen molecule. We know that each hydrogen atom has 1 electron in its last shell. That means only one shell it has 1 electron. So this hydrogen is having 1 electron. This hydrogen is also having 1 electron. Now to get stable, it has first shell. First shell gets stable when it has 2 electrons. So hydrogen requires 1 more electron to get stable. This hydrogen is going to share the 1 electron of the other hydrogen, and this hydrogen is also going to share the 1 electron of the adjacent hydrogen. So both are sharing 1 electron pair. Therefore a single covalent bond is being formed between H and H in H2 molecule. Second example is CH4, that is methane. So if we talk about carbon atomic number, carbon has atomic number 6. Atomic number 6, that means its electronic configuration will be 2, 4. So in the second shell it is having 4 electron, that is the last shell of it. So therefore I have written C as a symbol, and 4 electrons are being represented by a cross. Now 4 hydrogen atoms are coming to make a bond with carbon. So 4 hydrogen I have made over here, 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 adjacent hydrogen are coming to make bonding with carbon. So this hydrogen is coming with 1 electron. Now for hydrogen to get stable, it requires only 1 more electron. So this hydrogen is going to share 1 electron of the carbon, and now this hydrogen is stable. Talking about this one, this hydrogen is also having 1 electron. To get stable, it is going to share this 1 more electron, and now this hydrogen is also stable. Similarly, this hydrogen is going to share this electron, and now this is also stable, and this hydrogen is also going to share the electron, and now it has become stable. So all the surrounding atoms, that is hydrogen, is stable now. Now let's move on to the carbon. Carbon having 4 electrons in its last shell, and 4 electrons is being shared by hydrogen. So all the 4 electrons which are being shared by hydrogen will also be shared by carbon. So now carbon is having 4 plus 4, that is 8. So carbon is also stable. So in this way, by sharing of electrons, by making covalent bonding, the carbon has got stability, and therefore it leads to the formation of CH4, that is methane. And everywhere between carbon and hydrogen there is a single bonding, so the structure is like this: CH, CH, CH. Now the next molecule is CO2, carbon dioxide. When we see carbon dioxide, it has carbon as the central atom and oxygen as the surrounding atom. The atom which is alone, that is the central atom, and surrounding atoms are more in number as compared to the central atom. So oxygen has atomic number 8, electronic configuration is 2,6. To get stable, it requires 2 electrons. Similarly, carbon has atomic number 6, so its electronic configuration is 2, 4. So to get stable, it requires 4 electrons. Now let's move on to the Lewis structure. So here carbon is having 4 electrons in the last shell, so 4 crosses are being made. Oxygen are surrounding atoms, so in the adjacent side I have made oxygen. Now oxygen has in the last shell 6 electrons, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Similarly, this oxygen has 6 dots. Now whenever we have to draw the electronic dot structure, we should stabilize the surrounding atoms first. So let's stabilize this oxygen. This oxygen has 6 electrons. To get stable, it requires 2 more electrons. So this oxygen is going to share this 2 electrons, and now this oxygen is stable. Similarly, this oxygen, when we talk about, so this oxygen is also having 6 electrons. To get stable, it is going to share this 2 electrons of carbon, and now this oxygen is also stable. When we talk about this carbon, since 2 electron is being used by this oxygen and 2 by this, so carbon is also going to use 2 electron of oxygen and 2 electron of this oxygen. So when this 2 and 2 electron of this oxygen comes in contact, in attraction with this carbon, carbon will be having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 electrons, and now this carbon is also stable. So in this way, all the 3 atoms are stable by sharing of electrons, and therefore it is a covalent bonded molecule. One more example, H2S. Hydrogen sulfide. So here sulfur has atomic number 16. So its electronic configuration is 286. So if it has 286, that means in the last shell it is having 6 electrons. Now here sulfur is the central atom and hydrogen is the surrounding atom. So sulfur I have made in the middle, that S with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 electrons, and hydrogen is the adjacent atoms over here with 1 electron in their last shell. Now let's stabilize the surrounding atoms first. This hydrogen in the first shell has 1 electron. To get stable, it requires 1 more electron. So it is going to share this 1 more electron of sulfur, and now this hydrogen is stable. Now this hydrogen is also going to share 1 electron from the sulfur, and now this hydrogen will also get stable. But in case of sulfur, sulfur is having 6 electrons, require 2 more electrons. So the 2 electrons of 1 hydrogen and 1 hydrogen are going to share by the sulfur, and sulfur has also got 6 plus 2, that is 8 electron, and sulfur is also stable now. Now we'll meet in the next video. Till then, goodbye. Thank you everyone.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, make sure to like, share and subscribe for more.